Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and tonight we will be continuing the Lost Memories campaign. I have here with me tonight Bun, Moon, Argo, and Cameo. Fair should be showing up shortly, and we're not entirely certain on Cosmo. Hello, Sim. But, for those of you that may or may not be watching, just a big reminder, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. We are almost to 8,000 subscribers, so only a few more till we get there. For those of you that want to support the channel further, there's the channel membership, the Patreon, link in the description, the Discord community, and the Super Chat. For those of you that are interested in the Super Chat function, I will read that any Super Chat says thank you at the end of every video. But other than that, without further ado, let's go ahead and launch into a recap. Somebody will go ahead and do that for me.
Because of the incoming storm, we run for our fucking lives. We don't want to remember that shit.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Sorry.
Give me a second.
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me better now?
Significantly better.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Mm-mm.
You went from under a pillow to next to the mic.
But I was next to the mic in both cases. I just had to change the mic. Oh.
Ah,
So last session we ran away from the green fog, found a building. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. I'm probably gonna get this so wrong. In this building there is a weird phenomenon going on, in which it's kind of running on 3 separate times at the very same time, like past, present, death. You know, the normal 3 timeline shits. Inside were these memories that kind of manifested themselves as people going around. We went through some of them. It was red, blue, and purple?
Yeah, purple was one of them.
Yeah, I'm not looking at my notes right now. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. This is just like,
it was black, blue, and purple.
Black, blue, and purple. Okay. Black, blue, and purple. And we get, like, different sets of visions. The thing is, going through one of them, even going through one of them in part, kind of gets you sick. Like, you had to, like, do a roll to see whether or not you can hold in your stomach. And, yeah, Count Mango is not good in holding in their stomach.
And it didn't work well for us. It was me. Knocked me
Yeah.
out.
After that, we were traveling a bit, and we went through this hall. In this hall, we see different experiments, like all different kinds. One of them, there was this mirror that I'm really trying to go off the top of my head right now because I'm just but when we look into it, it seems more like a portal to something else. And we see these 2 people in the background, looking very cartoony as fuck. Moving around and doing shit in the background, but we can't hear them. We just barely see them. And another one, there was a cube with, metal going around it at insanely high speeds. And when you click a button, a little robot comes out to poke it with the stick. The stick gets absolutely shredded. After that, we go down further, and I end up seeing this room that was completely filled with water. And I couldn't necessarily see what was inside of it, because it was dirty and shit. It was dirty as shit, and because I was flying at the time, and I'm still not used to like flying for long periods of time or any of that shit, I end up accidentally landing on the button, which activates it. And I hear screaming, and then it clears up, and then we see the giant-ass water stone. And obviously a moment of freaking out and realizing, yeah, that was a fucking Kelpie! So then, we rushed into the next room, and the next room was divided into 3. Past, present, and fucking chaos. I know that's not really what it's divided into, but that's basically what it's divided into. So like super far in the past, it was super neat, and it was obviously a very important room. I forgot who the fuck that was who owned it. And they had a lot of information and all of that. But in the present, that place was obviously torn the fuck up because they had, they were expecting like a specific person to come by, and there was shit that they had, a weird ass phenomenon, which is probably the same. No, if I remember correctly, it is the same phenomenon that had caused the time split bullshit. And that was going out of hand, and they're like, shit, we need a way to contain that. We need to do like all this other shit too. Fuck. And then the third was just a fucking mess. Like, it wasn't even like someone was going through the paperwork. It's just like, no, like someone had a fucking fight in here and something probably went off, like a bomb or some shit. Also, because I do remember this one, apparently, one of the papers, when pushed through one of the time dilations, turned into a pen. That was a very odd and very specific detail I remember. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere or not. And from my memory, that's like we have to find out this one guy who's in charge, who's probably still around here, or at least his memory shadow is still around here, and like find a way to free the fucking Kelpie. That is all I remember off the top of my head.
That was impressive.
You.
Also, hello, Fair and Cosmo. So, we're gonna go ahead and let me. I swear the soundboard gets bigger every time I open it.
I wonder why. It's almost as if you keep adding onto it.
Shush. Okay. So you guys, we left y'all in that office. Like I said, it's got the 3 sections. One thing I don't remember if I actually described is there is a large portrait on the back wall that seems to like be through all 3 intersections. It also seems that rather than, just being different stages of disrepair or not, it shows the same pony, a unicorn, 3 different ways. The first section, in the pretty pristine, normal looking office, he is dressed in a smart business tuxedo. He looks like a corporate executive of some sort. Very, very obviously so. The second picture, he's wearing a disheveled lab coat, looks like he's been run through the ringer, and he is, his portrait is partially shown holding a clipboard. And the third and final one, he looks like shit, even more so. But, he's not really wearing any distinguishable clothing this time. There's only, the room only has the one door that you came in through, so. What do? No windows, also. I should also specify that. There's been a noticeable lack of windows throughout this entire building.
Well, there goes defenestration.
You can't all be muted right now.
Well, was it not coming through?
I'm driving, that's my excuse.
I said
Head empty. No think.
Oi, my thing did not go through. Can you describe the unicorn better? Like,
Uh,
aside from the attire, like, what was his coat color and stuff?
Gray with a white mane. You cannot see Cutie Mark from pictures. It is a face portrait, like it is head on. But very nondescript in appearance.
Let's see. So, I know a lot of stuff was blacked out and stuff, but I still remember that insane detail of the thing transforming when it goes through the different time. What happens if I do that with other items?
They, for the most part, switching through the first two, they switch from just average office equipment, things like paper clips, pens, paper. Sometimes you'll get a note, other times it's just a stack of sticky notes, things like that. However, with the last one, you do get things like bullet casings and chunks of concrete and stuff like that. Seems kind of odd, too, considering that that is more of a thing that you would expect of the FPC. So what do?
Can I investigate any, like, notes that might have come out to see if there are any?
So, with the notes, for the most part, the majority of them seem to be, like, small things. In the first cleaner-looking version, when you get notes, it's things like, don't forget to get milk and things like that, like, small reminders. Others are near indecipherable with some of the complex, arcane, runes and whatnot, and math. All just a whole lot of math. All kinds of things that,
Nameless is badass.
oh, shush. All kinds of things that, for the most part, are far and above the level that even, like, some accomplished mages might be able to decipher, which none of you are.
Okay.
I still want to take the rune stuff.
The what?
The things that look like they're runes and stuff. I just take them for future notes.
Okay.
We have to find this fucker.
He seems to be at the heart of this, and if he is the director, as the plaque on his desk would imply, that might mean he knows things that you don't. Kind of like he's in charge. So, what do?
I want to step out the room for a bit, and I want to see if I could leave that hallway, because I want to explore this building more.
Okay.
Hey, Woodrin.
So, when you guys open the door, you open into what's something like you get the odd feeling that it's bustling, but it looks completely empty. And it's another office space. This one's a bit smaller than the one that you were in previously and a little less convoluted looking. The entire world seems to have, like, or at least this office space seems to have almost like a old-timey, like, sepia type tone to it. Very much not the hallway that you came through originally.
Ah, shit. I want to investigate.
Okay. You looking for anything in particular?
Looking for paperwork that talks about names, possible projects, even if it is blacked out, things with like arcane circles and stuff.
So, go ahead and roll. Do you have search or anything like that?
Why is my brain skipping over? I swear I've had it. Apparently not. Or my brain is just doing a giant ass fart and I can't see it.
So, if you don't see one of those skills, then you would roll a. What's the word? Perception -2. If you. Can you find that one?
Yes. Ah, shit.
You put the exclamation on the wrong side of the roll.
I know.
Okay. So digging around the office, you find that this seems to have been like an accounting area. They have varying orders for large quantities of equipment. A lot of the buyers and the equipment they are buying is blocked out with black boxes, and there's quite a bit of military related thing from what you can find. There is also one desk that is slightly aside from all the rest of them that is absolutely filled to the brim with documents that are entirely blacked out.
Concert.
This desk also seems to have the necessary equipment to do the blacking out of the papers, by the way. There seem to be no papers that were not already taken care of.
I wonder what'll happen if we put this through the time. I'm just gonna rob the place for the ink. Is that just possible to do?
What's that?
Just rob it for the ink.
The They don't have like an actual like ink bottle or anything like that. It seems to be inside the device that they use to roll it across. Not unlike, say, whiteout, but it is more of an ink version of that.
Mm. Can't believe they had all this time to do this stuff.
Is there any other doorways in where the rest of the group is?
So you are still in the office, and you are looking into the room that Ashling and Moop went into, because nobody else is saying anything, so nobody else has moved.
I said I was following them. Did you not hear me?
I said you were in the room with Moop.
Oh, sorry.
I was talking about all of the other people that haven't said anything.
I was pissed out.
So,
Would there be a way to get rid of the black marks or in this room, or is that not something there would be in this kind of room?
okay, what are you trying to do?
The papers
I
with
want to
the
see
black-
if there's something in the room, like equipment-wise, that can remove the black markings.
Equipment-wise, no, because it would need to be something that can, like, remove the ink. It seems that this accounting area was holding a lot of classified documents, and this was meant to be sent somewhere, but not entirely certain where, but whoever they were, they didn't have the clearances to be looking at everything that was on there. For the most part,
Right.
it was mostly bit prices. There are several doors throughout the room, by the way.
Wait, what?
There are several other doors in the room that is the office space, by the way.
The open one.
I'm going to let you know.
I want to try something. But do the thing with the Ashland first.
So you're just going to start walking through doors through the space that has proven to basically move around by itself?
That sounds
I
like he wants you to reconsider. Ooh,
Somebody's
God.
already said that they were going to walk through a door in a building that they have walked through the same door multiple times and had it lead to different places each time.
Well, we're exploring, okay?
Yes, but I'm
Explore.
pointing out that it may not be a good idea to do so by yourself.
I mean, I just want to open the door.
will.
Some creature join me.
Buddy will go. I will go
Look,
with.
you want to join?
Okay. So I will do you two in just a moment. Cosmo, you are just opening a door.
Yeah.
So through your door, it appears to be a laboratory. There is what appears to be a shape of a unicorn actively testing something chemical. You are greeted with a strong smell of something that isn't terribly pleasant. For the other two, as you two step through the door, the space that you step into at first is dark before a series of ceiling and floor lights snap on with a loud electrical noise. As it progresses down the hall, there is a series of displays with varying objects in them. The first set of displays appears to be nothing more than a series of telephones. And as it gets further along, the objects change. You go from telephones to there appears to be a large water tank set on one of the displays. Another one is a rather odd-looking spherical object that is about roughly 6 inches in diameter. And it just seems to end in a large pair of double doors. What do? For both Cosmo and the other two.
Am I one of the other two?
You said you were going through the door with Ashley.
Okay. I'm just asking. Can we see if the door is open?
So you're going to the far end of the hallway?
Yes.
Okay. The door is in fact unlocked.
Alrighty.
Cosmo, what are you doing? Hello?
That's Cosmo, right? Want to make sure.
I can barely hear you. I would like to see if I can get the pony's attention.
Are you staying at the door or are you going inside?
I'm staying at the door because I don't want to get separated from the group.
Okay. So your attempts to get their attention seems to not doing anything in particular. Like I said, they are not a solid pony. They are the shape of a unicorn. No distinct features, nothing like that. They do appear to still be testing whatever the chemicals they're testing are.
Can I look to see if I can recognize any alchemical symbols? Like formulas?
Do you have any kind of alchemical skills?
Hell no, I don't.
I mean, you can roll an intelligence, but that's going to be a... Let's see... Let me take a look at something. We'll say a -8.
That's a lot of negative.
Alright, where's the chat? Where's the last memories? Last memories, here we go!
So Muddy is planning to go through the double doors. Ashley, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna look around. There's nothing that would jog my memory or anything, I don't think, so...
No.
I mean, I guess just look around. Try and help out another, maybe.
So are you going to be inspecting the items on display, or are you going to follow Muddy to the other set of doors at the far end of the hallway?
Muddy should probably have someone with large memory.
Okay. So, for Cosmo,
Yes.
you looked at the chemicals. You're like, I know chemical things. You look at them. I don't know chemical things. The smell is something you don't recognize. All of the things are either varying shades of different colors or opacity. It just looks like a bunch of chemicals and test tubes and beakers and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Yes, a non-science person looking at sciencey things.
I don't know what's going on. That's about what I get from it.
Pretty much. So, for Muddy and Aisling, you push the double doors open, and on the other side is a large square room with a odd-looking contraption in the middle. The area is very, very wet, is the main thing that you notice about it. And the contraption is all kinds of like crystal-ended objects. Most of them seem to be burned out at the moment. There is a notebook across from the machine on the far side of the room on a small table. What do?
I'll check out the notebook.
Buddy, are you going to do so as well, or are you going to do something else?
I will look at the notebook as well.
Okay. So, before we do that, I'm going to jump back to the rest of the party, who have, aside from Moop, been mostly silent for... Doc, what are you doing? Doc?
Back there.
Okay, so apparently he is AFK. No, he is not AFK. No, we cannot hear you. Somebody mess with the... Bitrate's up. Maybe try reconnecting, Moon?
Hello.
Hello, Fair.
I am finally here.
Well, while Moon figures out his audio issues, Fair, you go ahead, and what are you going to do? Two of your party members have already left the room. One of them is staring into another room, and there are still more doors. It is a office-like area.
Oh. I was really only here in spirit for the time that I was here, so I really have no idea what's going on.
Well, you were missing...
this-
Go ahead.
Missing what?
You were missing two party members. They decided to go off into a different room. And one of them is leaning in a door at the moment. A third one, not the other two. And Doc is apparently gone mute. So we'll get to what Moop is doing in a moment.
Who are the two that went off on their own?
Muddy and Aisling.
Okay. Which way did they go?
I'm going to say that you can't tell now because the door closed behind them.
Oh, I hope they don't die. I will assist the people peeking through a door right now.
It is Cosmo, whose character I cannot remember. off the top of my head.
Um,
What is
Tavi.
Tavi?
Tavi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tavi is like leaning into what appears to be a like laboratory of some sort with varying chemicals. It smells pretty bad when you get close enough.
Lovely.
You do not recognize the scent, and I'm going to tell you now, you're going to get basically the same results if you try and figure out what the chemicals are by just looking at them.
I'm not trying to figure out what chemicals are. I'm not a chemistry person. I'm a military special forces pony. Not my specialty.
The musician just tried to see if they knew alchemical shit, so I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, you create boredom by playing bad music.
That was
joke.
bad.
That was terrible.
Listen, so
I mean,
But
any joke that's able to get a laugh out of anybody is still a successful joke, so.
there is in the room a shape of a unicorn. They are indistinct enough that you cannot make out any kind of distinguishing features other than the fact that they are a unicorn.
A unicorn.
Yes.
Do they appear to be alive?
Maybe.
Maybe. Alive in the same sense that I'm alive?
Possibly.
Possibly, he says.
They're very indistinct, as in you can see the table and behind them, through them.
Oh, okay. So, I'm going to sneak into the room, then.
Okay. You're going to need to roll stealth.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
While you're doing that, who just left? That's...
Cameo.
Yes. Cameo disappeared. Okay. So I guess just roll your thing and I will do the notebook. So for Muddy and Ashling, the notebook that you guys find details the maintenance for the machine that you are looking at, and also gives a general description of what it does. And from the bureaucratic jargon that you can get through, you gather that by the sounds of it, it was made to basically, for lack of a better description of it, deconstruct kelpies.
that's fucked up.
It is also meant to bind them to a specific size, shape, and a whole bevy of other requirements of gemstone.
Is there a way to release them written down in here?
So, as you dig through the notebook, you do find a few notes mentioning that, while untampered with kelpies can walk freely through on dry land, the kelpies affected by this generally have to... What's the word I was saying? They have to be attached to some form of water. For those of you that are taking notes, you may remember the kelpie that you ran into previously never seemed to step away from the water per se, but it seemed to be an extension of it. The notebook goes on to denote that, unlike any other method they have ever tried, the kelpies seem to be able to clean water no matter what it is that contaminates it, and goes on to mention tests on everything from varying diseases and poisons to actual radiation. and says that it only leaves a few trace amounts of minerals and things that would naturally be found in the water regardless. There is nothing in particular that quite tells you that yes, they can be returned to normal, or no, they can't. It just seems to be a maintenance guide for the most part on how to, like, adjust machine settings and make sure that it is operating at the peak condition that it could. But, Muddy, I need you to roll... Actually, you know what? You don't need a roll for this. So, as a Kelpie, you do know that most Kelpies generally have a small physical body that their water form enshrouds. It is not quite the same as, say, having a skeleton, but the body inside is what allows for, say, your ability to walk through not water. It's like how you get in and out of water. It collects the water around it. If that is what they're removing and binding to gemstones or whatever, then that would be what prevents them from being able to leave bodies of water. And I would also note this is the first time you are finding out that your people were being used as water filtration systems.
Buddy, are you okay?
Just peachy. You know?
Yeah, this sounds really horrible.
So, for Fair, we're going to jump back over to you.
Hi.
You do the sneak. You have snuck. What are you sneaking for?
Sneaking to get a closer look at this figure.
They seem fairly similar to the memory shapes that you guys ran into, although this one's much more coalesced. What do? It doesn't seem to have any distinct color like the others did.
Is it moving?
It appears to be actively testing. You do actually see the movement of, like, the beakers and whatnot. It is doing tests with the chemicals, but you don't know on what or for what purpose, or if it is safe to do anything with the chemicals yourself. Oh, excuse me.
I'm not touching those chemicals. We'll see what water does to me.
There is another door in the room.
I'll take a peek through that door.
Okay.
Make my way over and peek through.
Cosmo, what is your character doing?
So, after being kind of not knowing what's going on in the chemistry room, I'll go to where Aisling and Muddy are.
So you don't actually know where they went because you went to a different door and didn't see which door they entered.
Ooh.
So, as you step away, though, you hear the sound of a closing door.
Okay.
Fair, as your character opens the next door, you are greeted with what appears to be almost like a steel mill. It is currently not operational. Everything seems to be quiet. But it appears they were making large metal tanks. And if you remember from previously...
These must be Kelpie containment chambers.
Mm-hmm. They do match the descriptions and whatnot you have seen of these chambers. Now, Doc, can we hear you? He isn't muted on any end. Is he mechanically muted?
It'd be mechanical.
Biologically so?
Try unplugging and replugging your mic.
We tried turning it off and turning it back on.
Okay, so Doc is still very much non-operational. Moop, you are down to another dragon, and actually, I think it's just you, Tavi, and Doc now. And Doc is currently drooling on the floor. He's standing, but he's drooling on the floor.
It's real quick these days.
Oh shit. I noticed that the other doors are closed, right?
Yep. All of the doors seem undisturbed.
The doors that are open so far that still allow me to see the others, I want to make sure that they stay open. So,
Well, considering that the others that have gone through doors, their doors are closed, you only have the ones that aren't actually going through doors right now, which would be Tavi and Doc.
yeah, I don't want to lose more people.
Let's stay together.
Yeah, I agree. Sticking together is probably the best part.
Well, that's
So,
the past, so it doesn't matter now.
It's a bit late for that.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to keep the doors open by force. So,
There are no open doors at the moment.
I'm still in a different room from them.
You're still in the office.
I thought I was in this.
You were in the office room that the doors branched off of. They stepped through doors out of that room. And then the doors closed behind them.
B2B2.
Sorry, brain just stuff. So,
Go ahead.
I do want to see what happens with the papers when I put them through the different times to see if they reveal anything. I don't think they will, but it's better to test than to not know at all.
Okay, I caught the beginning and the end of that. What was the middle part?
I want to test the papers by putting them through the time thing to see if there's any specific differences.
You're not in that room. Everybody moved into the office room. That door is closed. You now have doors around you.
Oh, jeez. Never mind.
You are in an office space. The office space that... Because you guys went through the door, that was the director's office. Everybody went into the office space, that was the accounting office area. And then we had two people that decided to split off through one door, and a third person that went through another. You following now?
Yes.
You were the first one that entered the accounting office, so... What do now?
I think we should try to go as a group with what's left of us to find a room that will probably give us more information than this accounting room.
We're gonna have to open the doors, and the chances are they'll lead us to a completely different space than before. We should try our best to keep these doors open.
Is there a chair in this room?
There are several chairs.
Could we mount the doors? Can we keep the doors open with the chairs?
You could
Can
try,
you?
yeah. It's a chair. You move the chair does things.
Comes down to what a man can do, what a man can't do.
So-
can you move the chair?
I ask if that would be something that she would want to try. Ow!
We're gonna have to try it anyway.
Okay. I grab a chair and open up one of the doors.
So through that door is what appears to just be a long, empty hallway.
Okay.
It is almost entirely featureless, white floor, white walls, and the occasional, the hospital strip lights.
Right. So I asked if we want to go for this door or do we want to try a different door?
First, let's open all of them to see, and then we'll check which ones are best.
Right. I opened another door.
So through this door appears to be just a break room. There's no door on the other side of it. It appears to be a dead end.
I try another door.
So when you open this door, this one appears to be a large, almost amphitheater-like area.
Okay. That does. Shit,
Before
crazy.
you go opening any more doors, Doc, can we hear you now?
Survey says no.
Only thing I can think of is there's something wrong with his settings on Discord or voice mod, because I think, as far as I'm aware, he's still using it. He's not muted. It's not on my end. Can you... I don't know what's going on. I feel like he probably just restarted his computer too, so... Technical difficulties.
Derp.
You've gone from hearing him every so often to his entire setup has just given up on voice.
Derp. Derp. Derpity derp.
So, is Muddy back, or do we have a Mud?
I'm here.
Okay.
A
So,
mud.
what are you guys doing, you and Aisling?
I am talking to Muddy listen, I will help you with freeing any helpies that we come across. Because this is really messed up. Alright, Mother? Do you need a minute or... Muddy?
Yes.
Yeah, Mother. I know this must be hard. sort of offer a hug.
Muddy accept.
Okay.
I suddenly realized an issue.
Go ahead and roll a health check, Ashling.
I suddenly realized I suddenly realized a flaw.
I am confused. Did I do it bad?
You
No,
did
I
not do
did.
it bad. Ashling did a very
What
dumb.
did
So
I forgot.
there is a series of loud electrical popping sounds before Ashling steps away. Ashling, your vision looks shit right now. And for Muddy, Ashling is kind of smoking a bit.
That didn't happen. You didn't see anything. That didn't happen.
I'm so confused. Well, how did the kids say it? I forgot.
I forgot.
Yeah,
You didn't see
you
anything.
can see it.
Are you okay?
Nothing happened. We do not speak of this.
Expect me to pretend I didn't just see. What? You know what?
Offer to help free the Kelpies is still on the table, though.
Okay.
I just can't offer hugs for
Personal reason.
whatever that reason was. Don't worry, I'm also very confused.
Okay. Can I get both of you to roll a quick perception? Fine.
What? I did. I freaking. Oh, in the Grand Hall. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Can you,
I failed it. It's 14.
Okay. So, Muddy, you were just, like, flabbergasted by the fact that, you know, your companion kind of, sort of, exploded a bit whenever you hugged them, and Ashling, through the, blurry vision, you do see what appears to be a large growing black stain on the ground in front of the door where you guys came in.
Hold on. Do you see that over there?
Do I see that over there?
The black stain.
Do I see it? I don't
Now
know.
that it's been pointed
Whenever-
out to you.
Yeah, whenever something is pointed out to you, you automatically get. You don't have to make perceptions unless I specify otherwise.
Okay, what the fuck is that? Yes, I see. Has that always been there?
I don't remember seeing it when we came in.
As far as either of you can remember, the floor was very clean, just a bit wet when you walked in. What do?
Figure out what the black stain on the floor is?
So
Inspect?
you're going to go inspect the black stain?
Yes.
Well, before we do that, we're gonna jump over to Fair.
Oi.
Well, you were left in a manufacturing area. What do?
Are there any other doors that I can see from here?
There are several spaced out around the area. Many of them appear to be like emergency exits, which I will note may not necessarily get you straight outside.
Are there any control rooms I can see?
There is one large glass-encased control room, but you also notice that this isn't entirely magical, which is a bit odd for, what is supposed to be an equestrian monarchy company.
Mm-hmm.
What do?
I tried to make my way to the control room.
Okay. You using the catwalks?
Yeah.
So as you walk through, the first thing you notice is that everything seems kind of in that midway between in disrepair and in perfect condition. Like, it's not quite falling apart, but it's not in great condition either.
Good enough condition that would probably work.
Yes. It also appears that nobody has been in here for a while, even though some of the machines seem to have stopped, like, mid, progress. In fact, you can still see some of the cutting saws and things like that still embedded in the sheets of metal that they were working.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to the... Go ahead.
Control room.
As you get to the control room, you have a variety of different buttons and switches and levers. Most of them have been broken, though.
Good. Somebody's already started what I wanted to do.
There is also a door, because you came up a ladder. Well, it was more of a step ladder, but you came up a ladder to get to this. There's also a door at the back of it.
I have some unfinished business with these controls.
Okay.
Unfinished business that I've decided is now my business. And I plunge my sword through the control panel.
It gives a last dying staticky popping sound.
Nobody should be using this for a long time.
Okay.
And I go through the door at the end.
Okay. And back to the group of technical difficulties.
Woo!
Wait, which technical difficulties?
The real world ones. Because we have Horny Dog on one side and Broken Mike on the other. So, technical difficulties. All around. Cosmo, you're just kind of caught in the middle.
I don't...
I'm sorry. I hope this room is quiet. Not quiet. Look, I'm being rooms away. I can still hear them. I can literally still hear him.
I can't hear him, so...
I can't hear him either.
Yeah, if I cannot hear him, then it won't come through on stream audio either. And
Okay.
I'd imagine nobody else would be able to hear him in the chat. So.
Okay, that's...
So. We've got 2 active. Doc, you can just send what you're doing in the chat when it comes to them. But, what do?
Which were the things that the hallways show?
Okay.
Each of the doors show.
Something that the hallways show? is all I got. What did you say?
I know one leads into the hallway. Where did the humans lead? I'm sorry.
Yes, the technical difficulties continue. I cannot... I am catching about half of what you were saying.
Ow, my ears.
Sorry. I am really in my name right now. One of the doors lead into a hallway.
Yes, there is one that led into the hallway, one that led into a break room, and I don't remember if I described any others before we hopped over.
I want to check out the other ones before we make a decision of which one to go through.
So you do get several other rooms. Oh yeah, there was an amphitheater. Varying from bathrooms and break rooms, and for the most part, none of them seem overly remarkable. You do get some smaller offices that look like they're ready for somebody to move into to work, but the drawers are all open and empty. There's nothing on the desk, nothing on the walls. All the filing cabinets are empty. So, but other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything terribly remarkable.
Okay. We either need to go into the hallway or the amphitheater.
I kind of like the idea of the amphitheater.
Okay, so consensus is Moon, hallway, or amphitheater? Okay, so Moon says the amphitheater.
Okay.
Alright. We gotta keep this door open. Hopefully it stays open. And then we can check out the theater.
I prop up the chairs in a way to try to keep the door from closing on us.
Okay. So, as you step through the door, since Doc has replied on which he would rather do, all three of you walk in, and the room is very large, fairly dark. And you get about 20 feet away from the door when you hear the sound of something scraping against the floor. And as you guys turn around, a long, spindly black arm is slowly dragging the chair out from between the door and the door frame. It seems to be reaching from around the side, as if whatever it was trying to stay out of sight. And it is dragging the chair by the leg.
What the fuck?
That's not right. That's we need to get out of here.
So, what do? You have one decision before the door is closed. What do?
I run to the door like, leave that shit open!
I follow after her.
Okay, go ahead. Move. Regular dexterity. Go ahead, roll it.
I'm sorry, what?
Dexterity. Roll dexterity. Just regular one.
Okay, if my thing bothered. I'm sorry, hold up. Would this motherfucker just... I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Yes, I just died.
So you feel the edge of the door with your claws as it slams closed.
Oof.
Piece of shit!
I begin to hyperventilate.
I will note.
Hey, it's...
I will note for you specifically, Cosmo, that the room is not pitch black. It is just
Okay.
very dimly lit.
Okay.
Kind of like a theater, like just before a movie.
Gotcha.
Okay, take out my lantern. Light up, bitch! You need to see this place better.
So when
Activation phrase. Light up, bitch.
Light this bitch up.
when you try to light the torch, it blinks for a moment and then just dims back down to an off state.
What the fuck? Hold up. Now I want to see if my fire will be dimmed out.
Well, before you do that, remember that thought. We're gonna hop over to Muddy and Ashling. You guys are standing at the edge of the black stain. It almost appears to be like, if you've ever seen like an inky black kind of tarry liquid, it looks like that has just been stained on the floor. It doesn't seem to be moving, nothing unusual other than the fact that it is there and it wasn't before. There's no noticeable odor. It doesn't seem to be making any sounds. It's just there at the moment.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and just assume that we don't want to touch that.
Yeah.
There is enough space that if you would like, you can attempt to go around the stain.
Yeah, I would like to go around.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, good night, Moon. Sorry that we couldn't hear you.
By the way, Muddy, can I ask what you think happened back there? Because I don't know.
Wait, what exactly are you referring to?
Neil.
The what, huh?
Do you remember anything about the past 5 minutes?
I mean... Yes. What exactly are you referring to, though? Like, that. Right.
I'm not referring to the tar. Before that.
My brain struggles to function. Okay, honestly, I'm very confused. You've talked about a bunch of different rooms, and I'm now confused as to which room we are in.
You were in the room with the contraption meant to separate a Kelpie's water form from its core.
Okay, I see.
Oh,
Well,
you don't remember anything that just happened.
no, I remember. I just. It's a hard reality to face.
What's the reality?
You see, Kelpies, my people, have the ability to purify water. Wait, do I actually know what they're doing to the Kelpies? Before, I know you explained it, but do I actually my character know what they're doing?
Your character would understand that they are separating the core of the Kelpie from its water form.
In order to, exploit us, right?
Yes. They are using you to be the best water purifier that you could ever wish for.
Or not wish for.
Yeah, I apologize if that's happening. I will try to help you in your quest to free them whenever we come across any.
I appreciate that.
I hope that we can become friends despite me not being able to hug you. Or poke you.
I will,
We can be friends from a distance.
I will put you in that category of don't splash with water. You know,
which neither of us know the reason behind yet.
Okay.
Right?
Reason for what?
Exactly.
So, as you guys step through the door, you are once again in a hallway. This one's a bit different. It is marble columns and looks very like all the fancy people would be walking down this hallway, kind of hallway. It again leads to a door. This one is actually a set of double doors that are way bigger than anybody should ever have to make a door because, you know, fancy rich people. For the most part, at first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything strange about the hallway, but you do note that behind the pillars and around the pillars, there's that same black stain. It seems to be much more prevalent here. What do?
I don't know. Is there a way around it?
Yeah, is there another exit through this room that we can get to past
The stains are not in the middle of the hall. They are off to the sides, around the pillars. Has anybody seen Despicable Me? Remember the hallway with the columns?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Think very fancy hallway with pillars on either side, and then there's space between the pillars and the wall.
This is a Facebook mom who thinks Minion memes are funny, confirmed.
Oh, shush.
Anyway, so we can avoid the stains. That's good.
Yes. Very large double doors at the far end of the hallway.
We're going
to the avoid.
So, you guys get to the doors. It takes a little effort to open because of how fucking big they are.
And
but
instead of doing a hoof bump or a hug or anything, can we just hit the ground in front of us that's kind of close, but not quite, as like a way to, signal kind of like a hoof bump or something.
That works for me.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so the room on the other side is a large, pretty like standard looking room for like something that would come off of this, except rather than any kind of doors or anything, there is a large safe, what appears to be like a safe door or vault door. It's got the big fancy like wheel on it for like opening it, and what appears to just be like a set of curtains that have been ripped off of the curtain rod. Other than that, there's not really much in this room. I will note that the door at the very end of the hallway that you came in through is now closed. You are standing at the double doors looking into the room with the vault door. What do? Apparently, just completely go poo brain on me.
No, what you?
I'm sorry,
So, what do you?
Advance.
Okay, you gonna attempt to open the vault door?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, both of you roll strength.
Am I strong?
I think you're
Fine.
average
Dice
strong.
shall see.
How strong am
I can do it.
Medium strong.
Wait, is that crit?
No, that is not a crit.
Oh.
3s and 4s.
Damn.
I?
Once I
Damn.
level up, it'd be a crit.
So, you guys are just barely able to get the wheel on the vault door turning, and there is the sound of several massive deadbolts essentially moving into the door as it begins its opening sequence. Now we're going to jump over to Fair.
Yeah.
So you went through the door at the end of, or the other side of the control panel thing, right?
Yep. No,
You enter
the
into
control
a
room.
Yes. You enter into a room that looks not dissimilar to an old-timey theater, but rather than like stacks of reels, you just see the one reel. It's got the old-timey, like old-fashioned video camera and everything, and it's looking out over what appears to be an amphitheater. You do not see from your vantage point anybody else in the amphitheater.
Can I hear anybody else in the amphitheater?
I don't know, roll perception.
Yeah, that is something that I can do. As soon as I check the score, which I always have to do.
I mean, I don't memorize many stats either, so I don't blame you. Okay. So you hear the sound of like moving air and stuff like that, but nothing out of the like expected norm.
I to think that these rooms aren't connected normally.
What's that?
Talking to myself in character.
So, what
is did you say what the slide was?
It's a old-timey, like, theater movie projector type deal. Camera, whatever.
But it's on one slide. What's the slide on? Is it
No,
projecting
there's
anything?
there's one reel. It is currently switched off.
Okay.
So, and by all appearances,
Overlooking-
there is a switch that should turn it on. It is overlooking a large amphitheater, and there is a screen at the far end.
Let's see if this thing works.
So you're gonna hit the switch.
Hit the switch.
So
Even though it only has one wheel, but
we're gonna jump to Cameo and Cosmo and Pooh Bear and Doc. So as you guys are like basically panicking at the door, the far end of the amphitheater lights up with the what appears to be a projection of some sort.
Okay.
Playing on it, you can see what appears to be a commercial by a director. You really recognize it as the director because the first shot you get is of the smartly dressed businessman version of him, and he's standing there. What he's saying doesn't seem to come with any real sound, but the general gist of it seems to be that he is trying to hawk the Kelpie filtration system.
Okay.
All kinds of big, flashy words keep popping up on the screen. And this goes on for several minutes before it just kind of like peters out, and several what appear to be like interns or secretaries or something like that run up to him with like clipboards full of papers. They're all talking to him. He's pointing and talking, and you do get a flash of his cutie mark. It appears to be a jail door with the film wrapped through it.
Interesting.
After several minutes of that, and like you see varying individuals, one of which Cameo you specifically have seen before a couple times. It appears to be Silvertongue, as well as several of the like important individuals that you may or may not have known, including individuals like Star Swirl. They all seem to be talking about something as they leave the view of the camera. For a moment, there's a blank space of white before it switches to show what appears to be the director again. This time he is frantically like pointing and yelling, and you can tell by the force of like his actions, he is like full on panic mode as red lights are flashing, documents are flying everywhere, things are falling and breaking, and then jumping back up onto the surface they were knocked off of, fully intact and with all contents inside. Things like that just seem to be happening at random before a single word flashes across this, or a single phrase flashes across this screen. Test failed. Fair. For you see all of this, and then you see yourself on the screen. You're walking alongside several other bat ponies, all dressed in heavily modified armor for your section of the military. And all of them are surrounding the skeletal pony that you remember, the unicorn. He seems to be trying to argue with the director. This pony is flailing his arms, and like, even though his expression is like not there, you can tell like there is screaming going on despite the lack of sound. For Cosmo and Cameo, you do not see this section.
Okay.
As that happens, the director, who at this time is in his smart business attire, just kind of waves dismissively and chuckles before handing something to the skeletal pony and walking off screen. Skeletal pony like looks at the thing that he is holding in his hoof and hurls it at the floor before storming out with you and the other bat ponies in tow. For my two dragons. For Tavi, you don't actually recognize any of what's going on, but you do see others of your kind, more than you've seen in one place, like, ever in your life.
Okay.
For Moop, you recognize, like, people that you knew beforehand as they're preparing to mobilize. You see quite a few propaganda posters plastered to a singular, like, stone, as your people weren't very well known for their architecture. But you see an image on one of them of you and what appears to be a caricature of an evil unicorn running off with you and several eggs. So we'll start with Fair. What do?
I assume that's the end of the reel.
Yes, your end of the reel ended with you leaving with Gaster.
Was there any reference as to where this took place?
Somewhere fancy is really all you can get from it.
I go to the edge of the balcony and look out at the amphitheater. See if there's any other doors I can go through.
So the area that you're in doesn't actually have a balcony. It has that like sloped glass so that you could look down, but there is another door in the room that you're in to the left of where you came in.
I
Again,
would like to look down into the amphitheater, though.
Okay. When you look down, you do not see anybody, but you do get the distinct impression that you should be seeing something, but you're not sure what it is.
Well, I guess time to see where door number 3 goes.
Okay. So, for Moop and Tavi, what do?
I think I'd just be more bewildered just seeing that many dragons in one location at one time, and I'll kind of like reach over for Moop, trying to make sure that she's still there.
Moop?
They used my disappearance. And apparently they stole eggs as well? Fucking Silver Tongue is also a part of this. He's fucking everywhere!
So,
I swear he's not an actual pony!
I also want to interrupt your thought train real quick and kind of help connect a few dots. you remember how you started this campaign, right?
Yep, in a cryopod.
In a cryopod in whose territory?
My shit, I can't remember. We were all the way in Appaloosa, and that was
Which is south of Canterlot.
yes, way south.
Which is in... whose territory?
Fuck, I was so old. I don't even know where I wrote that one. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
Remember, the map is cut diagonally from the top right to the bottom left. And that is the split. Who took the top? Who took the bottom? Here, how about I make it a little easier? What's that?
Wait, weren't we in the FPC territory?
Mm-hmm.
My brain right now is just screaming. Ah!
So, what does that tell you from what you just saw and what you know about where you woke up?
Usually I'm better at putting these shits together. My brain is just not right now.
Anybody's welcome to weigh in if they think they know it.
I can connect the dots, but they're not my dots to connect, is what I was going to say.
Bitch! Mark it on the sheet anyway! Say it anyway!
Well, judging by how territory would have been split up, and you were found in FPC territory in a cryopod, it's safe to say that you were probably kidnapped.
Well, that part was already made obvious by the beginning of the campaign. They knew they were kidnapped.
Oh yes. But you were in possession of the FPC, or the FPC was in possession of you.
And what did I say was the caricature of in the poster?
Of a unicorn.
An evil unicorn.
Of an evil unicorn. So I feel so stupid today. I am so sorry, baby. I am just like,
why are y'all torturing Cameo? Just help. Explain.
I think we're a little bit out of it.
I can only help so much.
If the conclusion's not gonna come, it's not gonna come. Just sit in there in silence and give him breadcrumbs. Again, breadcrumbs turn into loaves of bread. I think we need loaf.
Do you need the loaf?
Maybe a slice of bread.
I mean, the Cameo's almost there with the answer. I just if Cameo wants.
I doubt that the evil pony caricature would have been anyone other than Silvertongue.
So I'm gonna just throw the loaf. The implication of that poster, with what you guys already know, is the FPC used your disappearance as the unicorns did it. to incite allies in the dragons.
That's
You wanted us to get that?
Heck.
Not my dots to connect.
It's always fucking silver tongue attached to all this shit in the background. Hey. These motherfuckers were lying to drag people inside.
Magic propaganda.
It would be anti-magic propaganda, actually. But we're gonna go ahead and keep moving forward. Cameo and Cosmo, what are you two doing now? You've just had this bombshell dropped in your lap.
FPC is total fucking bullshit. Silver tongue is fucking everywhere. And it's just... We gotta get out of this fucking place. After we get more fucking answers, we can't forget about the fucking Kelpies. Shit! Come on, we have to find another door.
So, it is a theater, so that means there are several doors that you could potentially find. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the deer and the Kelpie.
Buddy.
Because they've been sitting quietly in a corner for a little while now.
Yes, we have.
So, when you guys get the safe door open, there's a weird sensation that kind of floods out of the vault. And inside you see a fairly quaint little kitchen. And standing at the far end of it is a pony. Appears to be a unicorn from behind. He has a white tail and mane and a gray coat. The smell of what he is cooking appears to be scrambled eggs or something of that sort. What do?
Would I recognize this person?
He seems strikingly familiar to the, or similar to the pony in the portrait in the director's office.
Should I approach?
I don't know, should you?
A motion to Muddy to Muddy properly.
You mumbled through all of that, and I did not understand all of it.
I said I will motion to Muddy to follow me as I approach.
Okay, I will follow.
So, as you approach, he seems to be, like, at first, it's almost like he didn't notice you before he says, "Well, hello there. I didn't see you come in." There's a metallic springing sound as a toaster nearby pops up a couple slices of toast, and he telekinesis it over to a plate before turning around and says, "So what brings you here?"
We were just in the area. We're looking around.
Seems an odd place to be looking in my kitchen. Anyways, can I help you? Maybe you hungry? He gestures to what is now 3 plates, each filled with a helping of scrambled eggs, some toast, and some sort of red jelly.
Could you introduce yourself?
He smiles and says, "Just call me the director."
Director, huh?
He nods.
So, what are you doing behind the vault door?
He arcs an eyebrow and looks at you and says, "Are you you okay? She hit your head on the way in?"
Never mind. The doors in this place are working a bit funky.
He walks over to what now looks to be a regular door and moves it a bit and says, "Yeah, it seems to be working fine to me." Anyways,
Interesting.
he sets the plates on the table and says, "Feel free to help yourself," and begins animatedly eating his way through what appears to have been breakfast.
How close am I to this unicorn?
He is across the table from you at the moment.
Can I try to poke him to see if he's real?
You can. Would you like to?
Yes.
You poke the unicorn. He feels like a unicorn. Granted, you may not quite know what that feels like, but, you know, he feels flesh and blood at least. What does Muddy do?
I do not trust the food.
Do not trust the food?
No.
Oh, neither do I.
Okay. So he finishes his meal, wipes his mouth with a handkerchief that he pulls from his pocket. He is wearing a waistcoat and a pair of pants, by the way, before putting his dishes in the sink and turning to him. So, are you just gonna stand there and stare, or you got questions, or like, you kind of walked into my kitchen? You're not telling me what you're doing here.
What
I
can
guess
you
there's
tell
no
us
question.
about this place?
He looks around the kitchen and says, "Well, this is where I live."
Are you involved in the filtration system?
The who, the what?
Research? Are you involved in the filtration system research or development?
He scratches his chin with a hoof and says, "That sounds familiar. I think one of my colleagues had said something about it at some point. Can't remember his name, though. Said something about using rocks. Really inefficient, though. It didn't get all the little things. And
Those aren't just rocks.
What is it that you do?
give me just a second.
FBI, open up.
Yeah, somebody tried to deliver food to the wrong place. Sorry about that. Where was I? What was last question asked?
I was about to ask another question, I think. Or did Muddy ask a question I didn't hear?
Bun, what was the last thing you asked about?
I just asked him about this place. It's not my turn.
Oh, okay. So finishing the filtration question, he does pour a glass of water from the tap and sets it down, and his horn glows for a moment, and you see the water glow a funky color. He says, "Still can't figure out how to make it clean. It tastes weird."
Oh? What's dirty about it?
He shakes his head and says, "Ever since the war started, they've been contaminating the water with all kinds of things. Some idiot decided charcoal was the best way to clean the water. It turned it black for weeks." He shakes his head and sits in one of the chairs. So far, we haven't quite come across anything interesting enough to really work.
And, you work on that?
Say that again?
Do you work on that, or do you work on other projects?
He laughs and says, "Oh, I work on basically all of the projects. I have my hoof in at least." He looks at his hooves for a moment. More than I care to count, actually.
Any you're allowed to tell us about?
He chuckles and shakes his head and says, not especially. I don't know who you are or where you came from, so I can't really tell you a lot. No offense and all, it's business."
I don't know if we're in another time, or what exactly happened, or what is even this. But for the chances that we are time traveled or something, we come from after the war.
He perks up at this and says, "So who wins?"
Does there have to be a winner?
Well, of course, if there's a war that's being fought, somebody comes out on top.
Nobody wins.
He looks at you, Muddy, for a moment before saying that. So you're telling me that nobody survived? Nobody's won the war. There's no united Equestria. Or split Equestria, I guess.
There's survivors.
He tilts his head to one side and says, "Survivors."
It's a wasteland out there.
He leans back in his chair and loosens the waistcoat a bit. This is a lot to take in. And how do I know that what you're saying is true?
You don't. You really? Yeah.
What's like the most confidential thing that we know that we only learned because we're like in the future again? I ask Muddy.
I know so little about the world, don't ask me.
And the others didn't share the info with me yet. Actually, something we might know is, some of your colleagues may have used kelpies to clean the water.
He looks at you incredulously and says, "Seems a bit extreme."
We know.
I'll have to keep an eye out for that one.
It is a bad option, though. Do not do it. If there are any alternatives, take the alternative. It is too inequine otherwise.
He rubs his chin again before saying, "I'll keep that in mind."
Wait, I better not have been the one that started this.
You just gave him a great idea.
No, wait. Hold on. Is this closed time loop or is this open time? Wait. Wait.
Thank you for causing the prejudice and, extortion of my entire race. Thank you.
Can I say something out of character, though?
Sure.
I just want y'all to remember, they may be in the past, like, semi-physically and mentally, But if they leave the building, they would be immediately greeted by the presence. They are the ones outside of time, not us.
I'm a slow deer.
And in certain places they go, they will be hit by time like a fucking truck. That's all I'm gonna say out of character.
Thanks, Celestia. I didn't accidentally cause the entire subjugation of a group of echoes. That would be a big weight on my haunches.
So, existential crisis over?
Oh,
Never.
not existential. I think more of like a crisis of, oh heck, did I just cause really bad things to happen?
So, what are you two gonna do now?
Well, is there any other information you want, or that we can exchange, maybe?
He chuckles and says, even if you are from the future, like you say you are, it's too much of a risk for me to be just giving out trade secrets, especially since some of them are tied in places that, let's just say I wouldn't survive if they found out that I'd spilled.
Yeah.
So, I do have one thing that I can tell you that I feel like you can't do much with. Our company it's got a misleading name. Most of the public doesn't really care beyond they make interesting trinkets sometimes. But we're in the business of creating what me and my colleagues like to call objects of power. And we might actually be on a breakthrough.
Oh, really?
He nods and says, it's dependent on whether the, we'll call it the anomaly, is, as interesting as I think it is. But I'd imagine that if you aren't who you say you are, then I would suggest you make yourself scarce, because otherwise there are always ears listening, and you know, if I find your corpses in the next few days or so, I'll know whether or not you are lying. We'll say it that way.
Fair enough.
He nods and says, well, if you are from the future, then perhaps something will change now? I don't know how this works.
Actually,
Either-
what if you tried leaving your kitchen with us? Just walk out the store with us.
He arcs an eyebrow again and says, and what purpose would this have?
Just, you think you're in your kitchen, and if we walk out that door and things are different, then maybe you might believe us a bit more. If not, then we'll just leave you alone and you can go on your day.
He shrugs and says, sure, why not? It's not like I'm leaving the house.
Alright, come on.
So, you both leaving the kitchen?
Yep. with leaving the door open so that this director can come out with us.
So as you walk through, you find yourself for the first time back where you entered, and something thumps to the ground next to you. It appears to be a piece of the director's name plaque, cut in such a way that it looks almost identical to the one that you saw in his actual office.
What does his name plaque say?
So at the moment you can't actually make out. There's a few letters, but it's not enough to give you anything definitive. So for now, it might be a good idea to hold on to it.
I'll stash it away.
So, before we go any further, we are about 2 hours in. Do we want to put a pin in it for next time?
Sure, because I'm getting
Doesn't
kind
really
of
feel
hungry.
like
I need gnomes.
What you have to say?
Yeah.
doesn't really feel like a spot that would be good to put a pin in it.
Yeah, but we kind of have a few people that are kind of out of it and all that, so this is turning out to be a bit longer than I expected it to be, so
Yeah, sorry about that.
no, it's not your fault.
First, split the party.
So I need agreeing answers from the majority of the group. So
I'm okay with either option.
that. Doesn't help me any.
Fine.
If everybody says the
vote
same.
to pen.
What's that?
Vote to pen then.
Okay. Bun?
Pin.
Cosmo?
Pin.
Moop?
Pen.
Okay. So,
I think that's literally all of us.
yep, everybody said pin. So we're going to pin it for the night. For those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed this and would like to see more of it, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. If you want to show more support for the channel and everything that we do here, then check out the Patreon. There's also the channel subscription thing, and super chats and all that. If you want to chat with everybody from the campaigns, then go ahead and check out the Discord. Other than that, we will not be having a session tomorrow because that will be the preparation for the session after HarmonyCon for Heart of Darkness. That will be the first series of sessions for that. Other than that, if you guys are planning to be at HarmonyCon, I will also be there. So be sure to give me a shout out and let me know you. Maybe see each other there. Other than that, everybody have a great evening and drink water.
Did you forget to name?
Yep, thank you. So, big thank you to my priest tier patrons, Sawtooth Waves and Cameo Shadowness, and my zealot tier, Ellis Xander. Thank you for catching that. I almost forgot.
I pay attention.
But other than that, everybody have a great evening and drink water.
Hydrate before you dehydrate.
All right.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.